Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thank you for joining me today. Today I want to show you how to make, this is a fancy fold card. It's called a double Dutch fold card. And there we go. So this is how it opens. So quite simple, but looks really effective. And when you're designing these, you can do it this way round as well. So it can be either way. I wanted to show you in the new catalogue this gorgeous, well, it's a whole suite actually called Pansy Petals. These are the Pansy Patch bundle, so you can get these gorgeous stamps, and they give a really subtle, let's see if we've got one here, subtle kind of stamped image, and it's got great greetings in, like happy birthday and thank you, so really handy. But I've just used on this project these dies here, because this is one of my class kits by post, so I need to make it interesting enough for people to make, and if they haven't got the stamp set already, and I can't use stamped images in my kits, so lots here going on to make up the pansies. But they're actually really simple to make, but they're so pretty. And then this designer series paper I've used is from Hydrangea Hills Suite. This is discontinued, or will be at the end of June. The stamp set and the dies are continuing to the next catalogue, and some of the other things here, but these papers are discontinuing, so it's just this little one on the end. But I thought it looked perfect behind there because I didn't want it to be too busy. Okay, let me show you the supplies that you need to make this. So I've got a piece here in Highland Heather, and this measures 8 15/16 by 3 15/16. I don't really like working in 16ths, but it took me ages to figure out the sizing to get this so that it wasn't too gappy in the middle and it didn't come too far apart. So this is what I've ended up with, so just go with me on this one. Another piece of Highland Heather, and this measures 8 inches by 2 inches. You need, got a couple of pieces here of Whisper White, and if you've got this in your kit, it will look very similar. One slightly smaller than the other. The smaller one, let me just see which one it is. So the smaller one is 3 3/4 inches by 3 1/4 inches. That's going to be the insert, okay, for up here. So if you've got them in a kit, they look really similar. The slightly smaller one, put to one side, that's going to go in the middle. And this bit is the layer for the front, and this measures more 16ths, I'm afraid. 3 13/16 by 3 5/16 of an inch. I was really hoping to make this simple, but it didn't happen, I'm sorry. And then you also need 2 more pieces of basic white, and these measure 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. Okay, so the designer series paper, so this one layers on the front. This one measures 3 11/16 by 3 3/16, and 2 smaller pieces here to layer down the bottom, and these measure 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. Okay, really small amount of scoring. So on the bigger piece here, just bring in my scoreboard, with the long edge across the top, you need to score this at 5 1/2 inches. And then this 8 by 2 piece here, you're going to score it 2 inches at both ends. Okay, so just score and then turn and then score. That's all the scoring. Okay, so go ahead and fold the card base. Give it a little run over with your bone folder. And then also fold both ends, and just make sure these line up really well here. And this one as well. There we go, because you can kind of manipulate it a little bit as to where you want it to fold, but just make sure they, you know, line up as well as you can, because that's going to sit and come either side of there, so that's why we need that to be quite accurate. But let's work on this piece first. So on the front here, like I say, it's a slightly bigger one of the two. We're going to stick this basic white layer on first. So a lot of layers building up on this card, and when we come to build the pansy up, you'll see there's quite a bit to put together, but it's so pretty in the end. Okay, so again, I haven't left a huge border because I just wanted a little pop of white under there. Then the designer series paper, you could of course have that side, but it's a bit busy and they're hydrangeas, so they don't go so well with the poppies. There are some papers with the poppies, but I wanted to use my Highland Heather paper that I had here. So, but there are some gorgeous papers in the suite. If you don't already have a catalogue and you don't order from another demonstrator, do get in touch and I'll send you a copy of the new annual catalogue. So many lovely things in there. Okay, so next we're going to attach this piece to here, and like I said, it's just going to, this piece just slots in the middle. So we want to put glue on this one rather than try and gauge where to put it on here. So just across here, don't go too close to either edge because I've had to leave a very slight gap either side. So line up the base of the card with the base of here and get it as centralized as you can on the bottom there. Let's just pick that up so I can see. You've got a little time to slide that. So there we go, press that down and these will come either side and this will flap over the top there. Okay, so then we're going to decorate these ones. Okay, so glue on the back of both of these. And then, now these might look slightly different because it's really hard when you're scoring cardstock to get the folds in exactly the same place. I mean, they must be pretty much, but so they might look slightly different kind of border around, but just get it as close as you can to being centralized on each of these, and then these layer on top of those. So glue on the back of both of these. And the great thing about this pattern is it doesn't matter which way round you stick it. It's always going to look the right way up. Obviously, if you did have a pattern paper where it matters, then you know you need to be careful when you're cutting it and then sticking it down. Okay, so there we go. I already think it looks really pretty without anything else on there. So if you have a kit from me, this will all be in there, and there are lots of pieces, which is partly why I took so long to get the kits out this time. But let me just go through with anyone watching or anyone wanting to buy these dies, how I've cut these pieces. So you get a lot more than I've cut here. Oops, get rid of those a sec. But so I've used these ones here. I'll just pull them all out. Like I said, there's quite a lot goes into these, but you can make up, you know, so many gorgeous different colors. Also, you can cut a lot of them at the same time, so it looks like a lot of die cutting here, but you can cut lots together. So what I did, I cut these ones. You need 2 of these. What I'll do when I put this on my blog, I'll probably lay this out to show exactly what I did. So in Gorgeous Grape, I cut all of these things here. Okay, those ones. You need 2 of this kind of shell shape here. Let's move that up a bit. So that's that one, but like I say, you need 2 of those. You need 1 of this big white base, and then here I've cut this piece in Soft Succulent along with the bases of the leaves here. So there's a big one and a smaller one. Is this all still in shot? Yeah. The little inside here of the flower I've cut in Basic White, so that's this one. So again, you can cut those layers together, you can cut all of those together. And then finally the detail for the leaves I've cut in Evening Evergreen, which is one of the new in colors. Okay, so those are all the pieces. The last thing as well, this little one here I did in Daffodil Delight, and you can cut 3 of these at a time. So if you are making more than one, that's a really good little bit there as well. So how to layer them up. Okay, so you want the scallops here. I call them scallops, but you know, it's this kind of leaf at the back here. You're going to stick these, they line up with the top of here. So you can see as these pieces go round, if you line them up there, they match all the way around. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that first on these two pieces. So some dots of glue on the back. Try not to use too much. Little dots. Sorry, my cat's at the door again. She only comes around when I'm filming. Okay, and then try and remember where it was you were kind of lining that up. There we go. And press that down. Same with this one. I'm hoping my head's not going in the camera shot. These things are much easier to do when you can look right over the top. Okay, so those two we've got already set there. Let's stick this one on here as well, so you can see it starting to come together. So this one goes over here. Now this kind of stretches in and out a bit, so as you stick it down, you need to just fit it to the edges to make sure that you've got it how you want it to be. So again, dots around, little dots of glue around here. I haven't worried about these little kind of inner pieces here. So just try not to get too gluey. I just kind of go for it a little bit and then just kind of manipulate it into place before the glue dries. Just stretch this side out a little bit. And if you've got a little bit white showing underneath, it's fine. You know, flowers aren't perfect, are they? Okay, so what we're aiming for when we stick this together is, you can see I've overlapped these slightly here. So put that one on top, and then just have a little play around. Put it down on your table, and just see how spread out you want this to be. So I've got this one tucked under a little bit more on mine, and this one's showing a bit more of the colour on this side. So however you want it to be, once you're happy, take that piece away and stick those two together roughly where you want them to be. So just a tiny bit of glue along one side, and you know, if it's moved from where you originally had it, so be it, it's fine. Just have a little check. That's going to look good when you put it back on. Okay, and then with this one, you just want the you just want some glue on these upper bits here that are actually going to stick to the background. So I would say just glue under the top bits of these two petals here. It's so clever how they come up with these dies. And also, if you do buy the designer series paper that matches these, oops, that's, woo. Let me concentrate on this first. Try not talking, Tracy, while you're doing this tricky bit. There we go. I think I've got glue on my fingers. Let me get the papers here. So you can see these dies actually cut out. So some of the ones I didn't use cut out these shapes on the designer series paper as well. So they're really pretty. And the papers, oh, we got these great new tabs as well now in our catalogues. That the papers are near the back. Let's have a quick glimpse at the papers. Oops, gone too far. Here we go. So you get these sheets where you can cut out these gorgeous pansies and leaves, and then there's quite plain, so it's not as busy patterns on the other side. So they're really lovely papers to get. But I just fancied for this doing the plainer one because I knew I wanted the pansy to stand out. Okay, so we're going to add this it's like a little monster piece or something there onto here. So again, have a little practice line up before you pop your glue on. Whoops. And take your time, don't rush like I am here. There's my girls laughing again. In all of these videos tonight, they know I'm videoing, but I think they think because they're upstairs I can't hear them. And then this little Daffodil Delight dot, we'll pop some glue there. And then I'm going to pick it up with this if I can, and just, it doesn't quite sit sunken into that bit, but so you can just move it around a little bit and just kind of hold it in place until you're stuck down completely. So how cute is that? That's so gorgeous. Okay, when you come to stick it on here, obviously we don't want these pieces, sorry I'm pointing out of camera, we don't want these stuck down because that has to be able to lift up. So you're just going to put a dimensional or two under these bits here. So flip that one over. Oops, I can hear the dies crashing out because I haven't put them away properly. Okay, so dimensionals on there. And then I wanted it so that it was far enough down that it might kind of stop that popping up too much. Okay, so I'm going to pop it about there. It will still spring up a bit, but as it you can kind of manipulate it to stay a bit more in place. With this with these other layers, so we're going to do this kind of extra little bud coming out. So this piece goes over the top of here, but it does go further either side. So just again, some glue under this bit here, I'd say. Okay, and then let's pop that over the top of that one. So you've just got that little bud sticking out. So again, you've got the smallest amount that you're attaching it to there. You see it's a really tiny bit. So a little bit of glue here. Oops, I really need a new glue. And shot, yeah. And just up the side bit there. So that little V in the middle. And to be honest, it doesn't matter if you get a bit more on because it's going to all stick down, but you just want that at the very edge there. It's like on a little diamond ring, isn't it? That the little clasp that comes over. And then you can go ahead and, you know, be a bit more glue happy on the back. Not too much. And he's going to slide in just under there. Okay, so like I say, there's no glue at the bottom of the stem because it's tiny, but you can just stick that one down. Pretty. And then when you die cut these, sometimes you get some little bits left in there, so just poke these out. It's so clever, the detail that they put on these dies. Okay, I think all of it's out of that one. And then you're just going to layer up. So you've got small one, bigger one. And you're just going to line them up here like that. Okay, so just glue, I would say, down this center bit, maybe on that bit on that side as well. There you go. And then I would just pick it up so that you can just slide it a little bit if you need to. Whoops, not too much. My hands are going a bit crazy. There we go. And then again on this one, just some glue on the bigger bits and stick that one down. I'll just do that there without picking it up. It's pretty much where I want it to be. And then really up to you where you put these. I just wanted them kind of all the detail more on one side, so I'm just going to pop these under here. And of course, again, be careful not to stick down the bit that's going to maybe, you know, potentially lift up with this. So a little bit of glue just under this side, but just have a little practice to see where you want it to be, because you don't want it all sticking in the wrong place. So actually up a bit, because I want enough space for this one to go on as well. And this is probably the one that we need to be more careful of. So just behind this side, so as you flip it over, it becomes this side. I really love this set. I didn't think I was going to at first. And as always, things grow on me in the catalogue, and then all of a sudden I have to have them. There we go. So finally, to finish off, I just want to show you these new little gems. I've put a little marker in here. Oh, I'm just on the packaging page. Oh my gosh, I love all of this, especially these ombre bags, but that's not relevant to this project, so I should move on. These silver and clear epoxy essentials. So you get some little different shapes here, little dots, almost like a little diamond, and raindrops. So and also, sorry, silver and clear, I think I said that. So in your kit you will have enough to pop them on this project, but I just put a couple of the raindrops up here and then one of the other little kind of diamond shapes there. Okay, so I may have given away most of my silver ones in my kits, so I'm just going to show you here on the clear ones. They won't show up quite as well, but so I took a couple of the little raindrops, popped them up here. I thought that's quite typical in spring. And then I will show you in silver on this one because I've got one of these, a little diamond shaped one here. I just pop down here, just to have a little flash of sparkle. And then finally, you just want to pop your insert in here. So I've cut it. If you line up the top edges, it won't show underneath there, okay? So have an equal border around there. And this was, there we go, sliding into place there. Okay. And there you have it, your double Dutch fold pansy card. I hope you've enjoyed making that. Take care, see you soon. Bye.